Welcome to SaluLaw channel, and I want to thank each and every one of you that have subscribed, and those that have not, please do so. The basic purpose of this channel is to provide basic legal information. And I want to make a disclaimer, I'm not your lawyer, but what I'm doing is provide you with legal information so that you can be able to make at least an intelligent discussion with your attorney anytime you have a legal matter. In the meantime, please feel free below to subscribe and let us know what topic that interests you that you think we need to cover. Today we'll be discussing episode 8, and that will be, do you need to file a lawsuit in every product liability case? It will also comprise of tips on settling your product liability case without filing lawsuit. And I want to emphasize that I have settled product liability cases without filing lawsuit. I understand that some of you think that is almost impossible. Anyway, product liability refers to an area of law that holds manufacturers and sellers liable for selling defective products to their consumers that caused harm. It is an area of law that is pretty expensive to prosecute simply because you are dealing with among the largest companies in the world. These companies have the resources to prosecute long and expensive lawsuits, which is why many lawyers are reluctant to accept defective product liability cases because it's just expensive and it takes a long period of time. However, we've been able to find a shortcut to it, and that's what I want to discuss with you today. Now, in a typical product liability lawsuit, most lawyers will sue not only manufacturers of the defective products that have caused harm to consumers, but distributors and retailers in the chain of selling the products before it gets to the consumers. Typical product liability lawsuits known to the public, you all have heard Fen, diet pills, automobile rollover cases, defective tires, medical device. The lawsuits filed in respect of these products tend to be class action lawsuits involving numerous consumers that were injured by the defect in these products. It is why these products are expensive and take considerable time to prosecute. Consumers have the expectation that if they use a product properly in the way it was designed, they will not be harmed. But we know that is not true. And however, if that product causes harm, they have a cause of action against the manufacturer, distributors, and sellers of the defective product that caused harm. And some of you probably have received, you were seriously injured and you've by a defective product and you received a letter of a class action inviting you. We have all these lawyers all over the nation that are filing this class action, and you've received such letters in the past, and you look at your case and you say, look, I don't want to be part of thousands of litigants. I want to be able to file my own lawsuit. And you ask yourself, what if you don't want to be part of a class action lawsuit? Well, if you look closely at those paperwork that you receive from those attorneys, there are always provisions for individuals who were injured by a defective product to opt out of a class action and pursue individual lawsuit against manufacturers and those responsible for the defective product. Such an individual must hire a separate attorney who must be willing and ready to prosecute such lawsuit. And you ask yourself sometimes, what about products that have not been withdrawn from the market and has caused injury? Or what about products that have been withdrawn from the market without large-scale reports of harm that often precipitate class action lawsuits? What I'm saying here is you might take some defective product. You might take a product that is defective and then you go online, you see that it's not yet been withdrawn from the market. There are no large-scale complaints. Now, don't give up. That does not mean you don't have a case. If you use that product properly, in the way it's supposed to be used, and you were still seriously injured, you can maintain an individual separate case against the manufacturer and distributor of such defective products. You may ask yourself, what are products that have been withdrawn from the market without large-scale reports of harm that often precipitate class action lawsuits? My firm's experience in handling such a case may guide you and your attorney when confronted with similar case. I recall a young lady from Mississippi came to my office. She was in a bad shape. She went to buy a pressure cooker pot from a large retailer. I'm not going to mention names. As she started cooking with the pressure cooker, meticulously following manufacturer's instructions, the cooker exploded and caused severe burns to her neck, stomach, upper torso, and arms. She was messed up. And she has, I think she's a Caucasian, so the skin was, right? Her stomach, chest, face was really, the explosions caused the skins in the affected areas to peel off. And she suffered first, second, and third degree burns. When she came, I researched the product. I see that it's not something that has been withdrawn from the market, but when she contacted our office, these are the steps that we took. We asked her to preserve the pressure cooker. That was the first thing we do. And that's what I want you to do too. If you believe that you've been seriously injured on account of a defective product, preserve that. Don't throw it away, because that is your evidence. If you throw it away, you lose everything. You don't have a case. She preserved the pressure cooker. In fact, she brought it to our office. We wrapped it and sent it in for safekeeping. Secondly, what we did was we asked her to continue with her medical treatment, and she was referred also to various specialists because her condition was terrible. We contacted the manufacturer and the seller of the product and informed them of the harm caused by the product to our client. After verification of insurance for the product by the manufacturer, we sent the product to an expert engineer with a special laboratory to review what happened. Now, my office has such a list of experts all over the country. In fact, we have them as far back as Europe, Japan, those who specialized on a particular product and have laboratories to conduct experiments. So as this particular pressure cooker, the model is being recalled from the market. In this situation, is being recalled. However, our expert could not find any other product to be able to conduct that experiment with. And he's smart enough, he does not want to touch the ones that we have. So what our expert did was to go into the store and found a similar prototype. That was a prototype that was used to conduct a final, that was the one that he used to conduct his experiment in the laboratory. And based on that, he wrote a final report of his test to us, which shows the product was seriously defective from the time it was manufactured. Don't forget, he still has the original product with him. It's just that he could not use it in the laboratory as a sample. So we kept, it was kept in, we preserve it. So with the report from the expert, we submitted it to the insurance company for the manufacturer. In this case, the manufacturer was even was a foreigner, was a foreign company, but using an American distributor. The report was accompanied by a definite demand for settlement. And after much negotiation, the case was settled without filing lawsuit because we were able to convince the manufacturer that, look, you don't want a lawsuit on this. So we settle, very, very good settlement for our client. And so you can see how such cases are handled without going through expenses of lawsuit. So if you are seriously injured or know of someone who died from a defective product, you can contact us for a free consultation. It is not in all cases that you need to file a lawsuit. So please subscribe and share this video. And below you will also see our phone number, both in Tennessee and in Mississippi. We do practice in both Mississippi and Tennessee. So contact us and let us see how we can help you. Thank you for watching us, and look forward to the next episode.